Hello, viewers. You're welcome to another edition of Coding for AI. My name remains Vincent Hope. Today, we're still working on building an AI chatbot. Now we are on lesson 9. This is our ninth recording so far in the video series. So, what are we going to be doing in this lesson? We're going to be putting it all together, the full chatbot. We started the lessons by introducing ourselves to Python variables. We went ahead to build a Python loop. We went ahead to do how to create a knowledge base, create JSON files. We made progress by normalizing text. After normalizing text, we went forward to create a difference library. We advance, then we create how to um, factor in definitions and how to define variables. And we did a whole lot. But in this lesson, we want to put all this together and see how it functions. So let's jump right into it. So this is step 1, which is to initialize the knowledge base file. So the first thing we do, we import JSON. We have used this all through the lessons, several lessons. Now, secondly, we import OS. Now, we have not used this. So what does this do? Now, look at the definition here. os.path exists, knowledge base JSON. Now, this code here, this importing of the OS function, checks whether the file already exists. Remember, in several of the lessons, we created this file, knowledgebase.json. But the issue is that every time you create this file, it overwrites the previous one. But by the time you use this function, import OS, it checks whether the file already exists. If it exists previously, then this avoids overwriting the file if the bot has already learned something new. So if there's some information in the JSON file, this command will help it not to overwrite the previous files, which we're going to see how to use it now. So let me just go to this side a bit. So let's go a bit. So OS is used for safe initialization of the file. So that's exactly what it does. So let me scroll back, or use the scroll here, which is a bit faster. Okay, let me use the left arrow. Okay, so we are back here. So we know what it does now. It allows the existing knowledge base file that has been created not to be overwritten. So we also now use initial data equals to questions. This is the question. What is Python? Answer: Python is a programming language. Remember, this is to create the library. Question: how are you? Answer: I'm just a bot, but I'm doing fine. Question: what is AI? Answer: AI stands for artificial intelligence. Now, under this step, now I say create the knowledge base if it doesn't exist. So if it doesn't exist, supposing it doesn't exist, okay, if not os.path.exist knowledge base with open knowledge base.json write as file. That is if it does not exist. So you play the two methods. This helps it to know if it exists. If it does not exist, it creates it. Then json.dump initial data into the file indent form, make it human readable. Now let's run this code here. We run this code, so it's now stored in the memory. Now let's make progress. The step 2 is to define the required helper functions. So we import the difference library, which enables that whatever text or question is typed from the console, it looks for the nearest meaning and generates the answer. So the hashtag here to tell you to describe the code or the function. So load knowledge base file from file. Define load knowledge base file path with open file path R as file. Return JSON load file. This is to load. Save updated knowledge base to file. Define save knowledge base file paths dot comma data with open file name write as file json.dop data file indents. Now normalize text for matching. Define normalized text. Return text dot lower dot string strip. Now let's make progress. Use now difference library to find the closest question. So define find best match. User input from your console. KB knowledge base threshold 0.6, the nearest 60%. Question is equal to normalized question for Q in KB questions. User input equals to normalized user input. Now matches equals to different library dot get close matches. Get close matches. User input questions N1 cutoff threshold. Return matches if matches else. So we are looking at all the functions defined. Then get answer from the knowledge base. Define get answer matched question KB for Q in KB questions. If normalized Q questions equals to match question, return Q answer, return home. So let's run this code. Step 2, we run this code. Now we have run this code in memory. Now the step 3, build and run the chatbot. Remember, we are putting all the codes together. So we define the chatbot as KB load knowledge base, which is the knowledge base.json file. Print bot hello. Ask me a question. Type quit to exit. So quit exits the chatbot. Now you put the loop while true. User input equals to input you. You enter the question here. If user input lower equals to quit, print bot goodbye break. Best match equals to find best match. User input KB. If best match, answer equals to get answer best match KB. Print bot answer. Else, let's go down. Print bot I don't know the answer. That's if it checks and it doesn't find a match in the JSON file, it will say I don't know the answer. Can you teach me? New answer input, it will enter the new answer into the bot. If user lower is equals to skip, KB questions append, add what the user has added. Save knowledge base in the JSON file, KB print got it, thank you. Now this is for creating the chatbot. Now this is for building and running the chatbot. So we run this one too. Okay. Now the next thing now is create and run the chatbot. Now define chatbot load knowledge base JSON while user inputs. Okay. While user inputs, it's like we repeated this code twice. Let's look at this previous code here. Okay. Yes, we repeated the code twice. So what we needed to do here is to put this code chatbot at the end. We repeated the code twice. Control C to copy that chatbot. I'm supposed to put this chatbot at the end here, and I run it. If I run this code here, fine, it will bring the response here. So I really don't need this because this one solves the issue. So the only code that was missing was this chatbot, chat_bot. So hello, what's ask me a question, type quit to exit. What are the questions that we put in the knowledge base? What is Python? How are you? What is AI? What is Python? How are you? What is AI? So let's say what, type it here. What is Python? question mark, press enter. It gives me the response. Python is a programming language. Enter the next question. How are you? Question mark, press enter. It say I'm just a bot, but I'm doing fine. Then you ask the question, what is AI? Question mark, press enter. Now it says AI stands for artificial intelligence. So it has answered all the questions that are stored in the JSON file. Now let's ask new questions. Let's say, for example, how old are you? Press enter. It said, I'm just a bot. Why it's bringing this answer is because it's how old are you? It's close to this question here, so it brings a related answer. So let's ask it a completely different question. Okay, what can you tell me about computers? Let's say that. If we can give it, press enter. You can see it now says I don't know. Can you teach me? Now, because it's completely different and not related to any of the questions in the JSON file. Okay, I will give it an answer. Say computers are electronic, let me make it short, devices that can, or let me just say electronic devices. Let me just leave it at that, and I press enter. It now says, got it, thank you. It has learned from that. Let me ask another question. Okay. Can humans, okay, is human intelligence superior to artificial intelligence? This is a question that is not intelligence. It's not in the database. Let me correct this. Artificial, artificial intelligence, question mark, press enter. It says, I don't know. Can you teach me? I will simply say no. Press enter. So got it, thank you. So you see now, so the questions that are inside the chatbot, it provides the answer. What is Python? Python is a programming language. How are you? I'm just a bot, but I'm doing fine. What is AI? AI stands for artificial intelligence. How old are you? I'm just a bot, but I'm doing fine, because it's close to how. The how here, how and are both in this question. Okay, now can you tell me about computers? You say I don't know. Can you teach me? Now I type computer electronic device. You say got it. Yes, is human intelligence superior to artificial intelligence? He said, I don't know. Can you teach me? I said no. I said, okay. I said, can you teach? I said no. Human intelligence is, okay, I'm supposed to say yes, but all the same, just for you to learn. Now, so this is at the response. So I can exit the bot. Let me exit the bot, type exit, or I think it's quit. I type quit. I press enter. It now says goodbye. So we have exited it. So this code here, which was also created, I can simply delete this. Now I don't need this code here. Let's see. I will remove this code because it's like a repetition. I delete this. Fine. Now the next thing we want to do, if you want to see the content of your knowledge file or your knowledge base, that means see what the chatbot has learned in addition to the one it created initially, you can run this code with open knowledge base, R as file, that is read as file, data is equal to JSON load, print JSON dump data is that show everything in it. If I run it, let's see the new things that are there. Okay. Question, what is Python? Is already there. Answer, How are you? I'm just a bot already there. What is AI? Is already there. Can you speak Chinese? Which was the one I used before I created this lesson. He said I will need to educate myself. Now exit quit. Now do you drink soda? I also stored there. Said no. I want to see the one we added, whether it's there now. Can you tell me about computers? These were the new ones we added. It said computers are electronic devices. Now it has added this. Secondly, it says, is human intelligence superior to artificial intelligence? I said no. The response was no. So, because it has added it to its database. So it keeps on learning, it keeps on learning, it keeps on learning. So, this is how you build a chatbot to be able to respond to user questions and continue to learn. And we have done this within the Python environment using Kaggle. So I hope you have learned something. I'm going gradually so that you can see the code. So thank you. So you can practice this and ensure that you get how it is being used. So my name remains Vincent Hope. Thank you for watching.